What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping into Destiny 2 with the weekly reset for the 3rd of December. And so as we head into the game this week, we have yet another week of Iron Banner, the continuation of Revenant Act 2, and as always in this video, we'll cover some of the featured rewards this week. And that includes the vendors, so we get a full look at the Eververse inventory for the reset. On top of that, featured weapons at Banshee, and all of the farmable loot from endgame activities. Plus we'll cover the Nightfall, key rewards there, updates from Bungie, and a handful of other items in the video today. So guys, as always, I hope you enjoy this one. If you do, get subscribed to the channel, and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But now, let's get into it. And so first up, as we mentioned, Revenant Act 2 continues. There isn't anything new anticipated to drop this week, but if you're working on unlocking any of the rewards, upgrades, field work, that kind of stuff, we can continue to do so. And of course, Act 3 is just over a month away now, starting at the beginning of January. So I'll keep you posted if Bungie have anything to say on that front. Otherwise, it is one more week of Iron Banner available this reset. So if you're looking to pick up the stasis sidearm, armor, any of the objectives, whatever it may be, we've got just a few more days to do it, but keep in mind that means that Trials won't return on Friday, and instead will come back next week. Also next week, we'll see the launch of The Dawning, and Bungie have said that they'll do a preview for that on Thursday, so if you want to catch all of those details, keep it locked and loaded, and I'll keep you up to date when we get there. Next up though, as we get into the game, once again this week, we do have additional Valor for the taking, so if you're looking to get some Crucible ranks in, especially if you're grinding out the Iron Banner, definitely it's a good time to jump in this week. Also, if you want Crucible ranks but don't want Iron Banner, Mayhem is up this week, which is always nice, so that's an option as well. Next up though, let's take a look at the Eververse store for the week. As always, plenty of things for silver here on the front page, things rotating through, but we're going to focus primarily on Bright Dust things for this week. So we've got the Ascendance event on the front page, exotic ship right here, which is up for 2,000 Bright Dust from back in the day, if you missed out on it previously. On top of that, there's the Edenic shell, if that's how you say it correctly. Not entirely certain, but that's a rather curious looking ghost shell, up for 2,850 Bright Dust. And then we have the Eris Morn projection, available for 1,500 Bright Dust on the front page right here. And for the front page shaders, we've got Butterbark, which of course has been around for a very long time, but certainly looks all right with certain armor sets, not necessarily this one so much, but that's 300 Bright Dust. And then we have the Wayfarer's Guise available this week for the same cost on the front page. But moving over to the main Bright Dust section right here, we've got the Friendly Flowers exotic multiplayer emote this time, so it's 4,250 Bright Dust. That's certainly a bit expensive, but kind of a cool one. And it's also new this season, which is good. There's also the Disallowed Banner, which is a legendary emote available this week. If you fancy banning some folks, that one is 700 Bright Dust. And then we've got the Avuncular Vagrant exotic ghost shell for 2,850 Bright Dust. As someone pointed out in the comments section, this is indeed a Drifter-themed exotic ghost. I referred to Scorn or Fallen, but certainly Drifter vibes going on right there. So another new one this season, which is nice. Then there is the Wings of the Firebird exotic ship, which is a pretty cool looking one. Kind of similar to the one on the front page, but it's on fire and it's 2,000 Bright Dust. But then moving on, we've got the No Mind exotic sparrow here for 2,500 Bright Dust. And once again, this has got bits of sort of Jade Rabbit icons and things fitted to it. So another one new this season. But for the ornament right here, we've got the Damascene Conductivity, which is indeed the Cloud Strike ornament that we got last episode. This one's 1,250 Bright Dust. Certainly a pretty cool looking one, so worth adding to collections this week if you want it. And then we've got the Best Bet projection, a legendary ghost projection here for 1,500 Bright Dust. Finally though, for the shaders on the second page, we've got Iridescent Coral up for grabs first. This is 300 Bright Dust, as always, quite a nice one. There's also the Polished Sea Stone available this week for the same cost. All of them are 300 Bright Dust. And then there is Welded Brass available as well, which once again can look alright on certain armor sets. And finally, we've got Reef Regalia for 300 Bright Dust as well right there. So let us know if you plan to grab any of those. But finally, for Transbat effects, which are 450 Bright Dust, we've got the Warsat Arrival up first. We'll have a quick preview of that one. I love how these previews are always cut off at the very beginning. We'll preview this one once again as well, the Vex Incursion entrance. And very finally, there is the Swirling Leaf Entrance Transmut effect available this week, so let us know in the comments section if you plan to pick anything up. And next up, as we get to the tower right here, let's have a look at Banshee's featured weapons for the week. So up first, we've got the Typhon GL5, which has got Demolitionist and Explosive Light, which is an interesting role, might be worth playing around with. There's also the Battlescar Pulse Rifle with Keep Away and Headseeker, could be interesting as well. Then Contingency Plan, which has got Tunnel Vision, Kill Clip, the Ragan Hill D with Dual Loader Demolitionist, so again, worth a look. There's also the Ikelos SMG here, which has got Dynamic Sway Reduction and Volt Shot, not necessarily a wonderful role, but Volt Shot is a very good perk on this thing, so if you don't have access to a better one, if you didn't play that season or something like that, certainly I'd say it's worth giving it a bash this week. Do keep in mind, however, that Banshee's weapons and roles will change throughout the week, so sometimes you gotta be quick, but for a look at Shader 1 right here, we've got the Noble Constant set of gear from back in the day, some old Crucible armor I think it was, or maybe the OG Destiny 2 armor, if you need to add it to collections or check stat rolls. But for the shaders that Ada has, we've got Dark Homelon right here, which is 10,000 Glimmer. Have a quick look at that one, kind of alright. There's also the Arctic Dreamscape available this week. And very finally, we've got Dead Orbit Resurrection up for grabs as well if you're after older faction shaders. So let us know if you plan to pick up any of these. Some final things to mention for the video today though. The Nightfall this week is the Inverted Spire. Of course, that came back earlier on this season with some updates, so be an interesting one to run as a Nightfall and a Grandmaster. And the featured weapon is the Undercurrent. And of course, we can get the Adept variant of that this week as well, so let us know if you'll be diving into that. Otherwise, Operation Seraph Shield is the featured exotic mission. And for other farmable loot, we have Last Wish featured this week, so 1000 Voices and all of the Last Wish legendary weapons and armor are farmable this week, and the same applies to Vow of the Disciple, where we can pick up the Collective Obligation Pulse Rifle. But otherwise, the Duality Dungeon is featured, which holds the Heart Shadow exotic sword, and Shattered Throne is up as well. So if you're trying to pick up any older rewards that you've missed out on, now is a good week to go after them. Otherwise, for the featured Lost Sectors this week, today we've got Sepulture on Savathun's Throne World. We'll stay on Throne World for Metamorphosis on December 4th, and then we'll have K1 Revelation on the Moon for December 5th. Bay of Drowned Wishes in the Dreaming City will drop December 6th. For the 7th though, it'll be Chamber of Starlight, before moving over to the EDZ with the Quarry on December 8th, and Excavation Site on EDZ for December 9th. That is at least the official rotation, although Bungie have said that they've modified that rotation in some instances because some of the Lost Sectors aren't dropping the rewards that they're supposed to, which includes world weapons. And so it has the potential to be slightly different to that rotation. Otherwise though, solo players have a chance to drop exotic engrams. For today though guys, that is everything we have to round up for the weekly reset, so as always I hope this video has been useful. If it has, a rating down below really does help us on the channel. Feel free as well to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. Let us know in the comment section if you're planning to dive in and get anything wrapped up this week, but otherwise thank you for tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.